Hello, hello, and welcome to the Borealis Experience. I'm your host, Aurora, life coach and companion on this beautiful journey called life. I hope you're doing well. I hope you feel good, you feel safe, you feel light and uplifted. And if you do not feel that way today, I hope I can brighten up your day, inspire you, empower you. I'm so very grateful to be spending a couple minutes with you. Thank you so much for choosing my podcast here. Today I want to talk about your mind and how your mind can be your worst enemy and trickster. All too often we think that outer circumstances, other people, just the world outside of us is making our life miserable and difficult. And yes, sometimes it's the case. But what I want to say today is that most of the time, it is our mind, it is our ego, it is our old self that is trying to hold us back, that is trying to hold us in the well-known. And it is very difficult to point it out and to call yourself out on this, let's call it BS, because we feel that our thoughts are so true. We feel that our situation is so hopeless. We feel that we really are not resourceful enough to conquer certain situations. And it is really, tough to be in a position where you feel hopeless and unsupported, and then you're being made aware of your mind and how it is playing games and how you are supported, you are loved, you have all the resources you need to be successful, to be content, to live a fulfilled life, yet your own mind is putting stones in your way. And it is a coping mechanism, I want to say. It is a way of our mind to trying to protect us from potential future pain. We must have gone through some kind of trauma in the past that our mind, that our brain is trying to prevent us from making mistakes again. But what it does when we believe in these thoughts, in these limiting beliefs, is that we close ourselves up to new paths, to new ways of seeing the world, to a new attitude. Sometimes, it feels very uncomfortable to be on a new path, and we don't really know what's going to happen. It's uncertain. We feel we are a pioneer, and at times we feel very courageous and brave. But then there will be days where doubt, especially self-doubt, will creep up on us, and where a little comment from a person in our life can just totally throw us off. Or no comment from our people around us and no approval. That can also throw us off when we feel insecure and uncertain. So I think what I want to share with you is that the tricky part about becoming your strongest version, your best version, is to keep believing in yourself and to keep pushing for novelty and expansion. And of course, to allow breaks as well, and to know that growth is not a linear process. There can be little detours, there can be breaks and rest, which are incredibly important. You have to take breaks and look at how far you came and be proud of yourself and then continue. You can't just push for progress and growth all the time. But let's look at someone like me, for instance, who is on the path of becoming an entrepreneur. I'm a life coach and I'm growing my business. And of course, there's days at times where I feel overwhelmed, where I'm so uncertain about how my path is going to look like. But I have to keep going. I can't go back. I don't want to go back. I know exactly what I want. But still, there's days where I feel unsupported, where I feel uncertain, where I wish I was employed and had a regular paycheck. But it is okay to be uncertain. And I have to tell my ego and my mind that it is okay to not feel supported at times. To feel supported and to have support from the outside world is a bonus. But you gotta believe in yourself first. I have to believe in myself first because no one else can do this. They wouldn't know how to support you if they don't know if you really want what you're pushing for. And sometimes we do the people around us wrong in thinking that they are not supporting us. Maybe they just don't know. Maybe you just don't express yourself enough with what your dreams will look like or are looking like. And sometimes we are so caught up in pain from the past that we project the pain from the past onto the present moment and even into the future, right? If you grew up with a sibling and your sibling, was maybe successful at a sport or found their purpose or found a good job that they're really passionate about, and you to this day don't really know what life is about and what your purpose is here. So you feel that your parents prefer your sibling. You feel insecure, you feel inferior, but you're actually doing your parents wrong because they probably love you just as much as your sibling. But it is you who is insecure and frustrated that you didn't find your purpose yet. So it is incredibly important to work on your stuff and to know that you can count on yourself. And the only way to do this is to get to know yourself best and to know that you have flaws, you have weaknesses, you have strength, you have moods, you have a past, you have made mistakes, you failed maybe already. But this is all not an excuse to go and reach for your dreams and to aim high, to dream really big. It is so important to also have that one person that you can go and talk to when you feel self-doubt creeping up. I'm just thinking about this now because it is wrong to think that we can all do it by ourselves. We need that one person that knows us, that asks the right questions, and that reminds us of who we are. Because sometimes we are so lost in our mind, in our self-doubts, in our confusion, in our uncertainty, that we forget who we are. And you have that one person who is always cheering for you, and they might not be They're day in, day out, or maybe on a weekly basis. They might be very far. Yet when you decide to meet up with them, then they're going to remind you of who you are. And that's the utmost important thing to never forget. Because who you are is going to make you see what you're made of and will make you see what your purpose is. And then you will listen to your thoughts and to your mind when it comes up with overly, protective systems. And you will be just able to turn the volume down and to put that little beast into a corner and to tell it, hey, I got everything under control. You're part of me, but I'm not gonna let you steer the wheel. I can feel in my heart that I'm on the right path and I'm approaching this project, this dream, this goal, whatever it is, with a new, fresh attitude and approach. And yes, it is scary, but I want to try it out this way. And everything is going to be okay. I will be okay. So yeah, you can even name that little monkey mind of yours and know that it is going to come up. And sometimes you will think that it is the people around you who make you feel insecure and amplify your self-doubt. But they can only have a say in your life if you believe what you're saying. Right? If they were going to say something that is totally ridiculous and that you don't believe, then you don't feel affected by it. But as soon as we have a part in ourselves that believe what the other person is saying to us, mess is hot. If you say that in English. So you got to learn to distinguish between your soul calling and between your monkey mind that is trying to keep you safe and make you play small and be jealous and competitive and insecure and look right and left at all times, because who knows where the next drama is going to come from. You can put that little devil into a corner and know that you can reconnect to your soul, to your core values, to who you truly are whenever you allow peace and silence. And we're all capable of doing that, even though we live in a crazy busy world today. And again, a coach or a friend, a family member who truly knows you, who knows how to speak to you, is incredibly valuable on this path of growth and healing. All right, I think that was my message of the day, and I wish you a good rest of your day, a good evening, a good morning, wherever you're at right now. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for subscribing to my podcast, and soon I'll be launching my website where you can read about the offers I'm making to the world, and you can learn a bit more about myself too and my background and how I approach coaching. And yeah, I'm just very excited to engage on that path. I'm sending my love out to you, and let's connect on Facebook if you want to. Aurora Eggert.